You know, I work a lot of boat shows, and I have over the years. I've been doing this for over 25 years, and I've personally been involved in the design, the layout, and the manufacture of over 40 flats boat models. And one of the questions that comes up more often than anything is what makes a flats boat, and what's a technical poling skiff versus a flats boat? Well, a flats boat, by my definition, certainly is a boat that's flat on top. Like this Hewes 16 Redfisher is a true flats boat in that all the decks are flat on top. The gunnels are wide, you can walk on them. And all the decks are designed to be clear so that fly line and when you're walking around up here are not hindered by any obstructions. A bay boat, for instance, doesn't have these flush decks. You're in a bay boat, you're on a flats boat. The Hewes Redfisher designs, the 16 or the 18 or even the 21, are boats that are designed as an all-around flats boat. This boat can be poled all day long without any problem, but because it has a little bit greater beam, this one's was right at 7-foot beam versus some of the technical skiffs were a little narrower, it pushes through the water with a little bit more effort. This is carbon fiber reinforced. It's a very light boat, but because of the shape of the boat and the beam, it's not going to push through the water as fast if you're chasing schools of fish as a technical poling boat. Is that a big deal? That depends on your usage. But if you plan to carry trolling motors and put a trolling motor on the boat and take friends with you, or maybe sometimes your kids out, you're going to be a lot better off in a backcountry style boat like this Redfisher because of the stability in the beam. It's also got a little bit more V in the bottom. So it draws just a touch more water, but that's going to pay dividends when you're running in a rough chop. This boat has the ability here where we fish to go off the beach, for instance, whereas I wouldn't recommend that in most of the technical poling skiffs. So if you want a big live well, you think you're going to be doing a significant amount of live baiting and or trolling motor installation, and you need the beam and the volume in the hull to carry the load without displacing and drafting more water, you should be looking at a backcountry. If you're going to leave all of that behind and you're going to be spending all day on the pole, and you're especially after particularly sensitive fish like bonefish or some highly pressured redfish where any hull noise or any reflection or footprint in the water that the boat leaves might give you away to the fish, you really should be looking at a technical poling skiff. It really comes down to your usage. Both style of boats, like the Mirage HPX series technical poling skiffs or the Hewes Redfishers, will catch redfish and bonefish and permit and tarpon and snook and others. It's just a question of where you fish, and how you plan to spend your day as to whether you should be buying a Mirage HPX technical poling skiff or a Hewes Redfisher backcountry style skiff. Both are flats boats, both pole on the flats, but they just do their jobs a little differently.